Hi guys, Angie Bell with my fairy treasures. Okay, I am back and we're going to do the hair. And like always, I already got started, but I'm going to show you what I've done so far and then we'll finish up the hair. Also, I wanted to show you guys something I didn't show you on the last video. On the side of her face, I just felt like over here, like there was something missing. And so I did a little orange cheek on her. So I took the orange, Jane Davenport's orange color stick, which is nothing but a water-soluble crayon, and I just made a little circle like this, took a brush with some water and just meshed it out, and then I redefined that tear a little bit going right over it. Just wanted to let you guys know because I didn't have it like that the last time before we left. Okay, so what I've done to the hair is I first went through with like kind of a fat tip on a marker. Specifically, this is a Sakura Pigment Sensei. But anyway, that's the tip on it. It's kind of, it leaves a thick line. Okay? And I just took it and went just like this and just made hair strands, like thick hair strands. And that's how I got this one. And I just did it like that. Okay? Then I went through and I took like a, this is a micron, like a 0.08. And it's a lot thinner. See the point? And I did the same thing. So we have thick and thin lines, and I did the same thing here. Then I took this pen, which is like a brush tip pen. It's Jane Davenport. She calls it like a calligraphy, like she wants it to look like a calligraphy pen. See how beautiful it is? It's like a feather. Let's call it the feather pen. Anyway, it's a brush tip, so it's really, really nice. Here, I just wanted to just make some like little hair strands, so I just went through and went like this and then just let them kind of fade out, and I did the same thing here. Okay, and then I took those ones and kind of brought them across. Okay, then see how we have these fatter strands? That's when I use this. So I didn't put any fat strands in through here, so we're gonna do that together. I actually did more than I wanted to. I wanted just to get started, but like, I don't know, I get started and then I get carried away, and then I'm like, okay, you just did like more than a half. So here we just want to create thicker strands. And then we're going to color in between them with the watercolors, with Jane Davenport's watercolor, and also the color sticks. We're going to use this pink, the magenta, and the yellow. I was going to maybe add some of the green or purple in, but I just thought, you know what? It already is, you know, this is already a really bright picture. I just feel like it's going to get too crazy, so. I mean, I know my picture's already kind of wild with all the colors and high contrast, but you have to show, I think you have to show some restraint. I'm sorry I'm not closer, but I'm pretty sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm dealing with, you know, a really long page, so, you know, let me make sure of what you guys are seeing. Where the heck's my mirror? All right. I can't believe I didn't find my mirror before I got started. What the heck? I use my mirror so I don't have to keep getting up. I can just look up above and make sure I'm in frame. So, Because some people ask me like, why are you always looking in that mirror? So that's why. And I'm about to go get another mirror because I'm not seeing the one I normally use. Just a second. Also, I'm putting my iPad somewhere. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, I know I have my mirror. Here it is. So it has to be somewhere close by. Okay, yeah, I need to come up a little bit so you guys can see the bottom of this. Okay, since that's where I'm working. Sorry about that. I would go off and you didn't see. Okay, so we're going to add a couple more thick strands, but we're almost done with the thick strands. And, you know, make sound effects like I just did. That helps. Okay, and then let's do one more right here. Okay. I'm going to keep going. And we'll do one more in through here. Semi-thick. Okay, I think that looks good. You thicken this strap just a little bit right into here. Doesn't have to be as thick as the other ones, just a little bit thicker. Yeah, let's like thicken this one up a little bit. Okay, I think this is good. Now let's just throw a few more of this size in. A few more of these strands in here. And the reason I'm doing this is because you lose some of the thicker and thinner strands when you throw in these thick ones. And I'm also going to throw a few more of the 0.08 with this micron. And the secret to this is just to keep your pen moving in a hair strand type of way. There we go. And this I already did. on this side. Okay. So I think that looks good. Yes. Okay, so let's see if I move my book down now. Let me move this up a little bit. All right, so I'm trying to just, you guys can see the whole darn thing. All right. All right, so here we go. So now we're going to use this magenta. We're going to use the Jane Davenport watercolors, and I'm going to use this color right here. And that color is called Fairy Tale. Of course it's called Fairy Tale. Doesn't that sound like a color I would use? And then we're going to use Jane Davenport watercolor sticks, orange and yellow. And I'm so happy because I never use these. So it's like the first time I ever used those. And I want to start using these kind of colors more. So I need to, because these aren't in my comfort zone using bright colors like this, but I want to do it more for sure because I do love them. So, all right, so I'm going to take this orange color stick, and I already started orange right there. I'm going to continue that orange here. Okay. And smush it out with some water. So it's kind of like a color stick. If you haven't used a water-soluble crayon, it's just basically like a watercolor in a stick. And it just blends right out like watercolors. It's very similar. That's what I say. And then I'm going to use this yellow right here and put it right next to this orange, which I think is going to be fabulous. And then after we get done with the hair, the next thing will be doing a graffiti background, which is going to be really exciting. I got a bunch of cool stuff in my head to use to make the graffiti background. So that's a really super high layered background. It's serious, people. It's serious. Just kidding. It's fun. If you've been watching my channel, you've seen me do these graffiti backgrounds before. They're really fun. And what's fun about them is you use, I kind of wanted to put a different color right there, but that's okay. What's fun about them is that you use, I use a lot of magazine bits. So it's a background that, oh, you don't have to have anything special for. You don't have to have anything special for any background. You can use whatever. But, I mean, I'm just going to be using mainly a magazine and acrylic paints. In fact, what I think I'll do is I'll do magazine bits and cheap acrylic paints. So you can see what you can do with magazine bits and cheap acrylic paints. You can create something just so cool. And a few stencils. Just all techniques and the way you do it and the way you arrange it. And the techniques, that's it. Doesn't matter where you get your supplies from. It depends on how you use them and put them together. That's what I say. Okay, I'm going to use the orange next. Okay. Okay, and yeah, let's put some orange here too. Okay, and okay. I hope my videos are helping you guys get through this whole pandemic thing. Oh, it's so horrible. I think we all need a little escapism and something else to focus on. So I'm just doing my part to help just be able to relax and to escape for a little while. We all need that. So I just say that so just let you know, I do know what's going on in the world more than I want. I watch the news all the time. And I only do these videos. Well, I've always done these videos, but right now especially I'm doing them just for you to give your brain a break and do some art. Art's very healing. You can express yourself. And like I said, just give your brain a chance to just relax and focus on something else for a little while. Oh, I love this. I love these bright colors. I'm promising myself today that I am going to continue to always bust out my bright colors. They're so cool. What I'm doing is just getting some of the yellow off of the black. Not that it totally matters, but just so my black can be really nice and black. Okay, so let me take my fairy tale color, which I love. When I choose a color that says fairy tale, you guys know I'm all about unicorns and mermaids and fairy tales. I'm all about that. Fairies, unicorns. Mermaids. I love all that. Okay. That looks good. And I kind of went into the yellow a little bit with the magenta, and I like it. Kind of melt it together. So we're going to leave that. In fact, I'm going to try to do that here and there because I think that looks really cool. Okay, so now we're going to do the orange again. Just making sure you guys are seeing everything. And you are. So let's go into the orange. Now, when you're doing this, you do not have to use, we'll do this whole thing orange. You do not have to use, you can use watercolors, you can use color sticks. I don't know how it would work, but you can try to use watered down acrylics. I'm sure it would work out fine. I'm sure it would look good. But you do want it to be kind of see-through-y so you can see all these hair strands. So you wouldn't just want to use solid acrylic. It would just lay too flat. You want to see all the hair strands through. That's how I see it. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you know what else would work really good? If you have watercolor pencils. Oh, you know what? The next time I'm going to bust out my watercolor pencils and do this. That'd be gorgeous with watercolor pencils. It'd be the same as basically color sticks, but using watercolor pencils. That would be fabulous. Yeah, I'm so gonna bust those out. I need to use those. That's another thing I need to use really badly is my watercolor pencils. I have a really nice set of Spectre Noir watercolor pencils that I got from a whole set of like 100 and something from HSN. I think I got a good deal on them. Anyway, either that or they're on Easy Pay. Hopefully I got a good deal and they were on Easy Pay. So I got them because I saw a technique some techniques I wanted to do in my coloring books on YouTube, and I just never really, and then when I got them, I never got around to using them, and I need to bust those out. So that would be a perfect opportunity to bust those out. I need to add a little bit more color in through here. Okay. All right, let's keep going. And we'll go back to the magenta. Do you guys see why I start early? I mean, I start before I turn the camera on. I kind of get really started because the hair takes a while because there's a lot of it. The hair is half the picture. But you guys know I love hair, so. I wear extensions and my hair is really long. It's past the middle of my back. Curly. So I love hair. I love hair, especially curly hair. Okay, and let's use the orange again. So you guys are getting the gist of this. Okay, so let's keep going. Make sure you guys are still there. Yep, you are. Make sure we're still going. Okay. What's next? The magenta again, or the fairy tale. Nope. Actually, I'm going to do yellow right here, but I'll just go ahead, since I have the fairy tale already loaded on my brush, we'll just put that in because I know I want to go there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put the yellow in here. And I could have used Jane Davenport's watercolor palette for this whole thing because all these colors are in her palette. If not in this palette, like I don't have orange in this one teal palette, but another one of her palettes has orange. Because I have all three of her palettes. She has a teal palette, a gold palette. What color is the other one? Gold, teal. What's the other color? I have them all. Gold, teal. Or is there only two? Okay, because I have two. Oh, I guess there's only two. Oh, there's gold, teal. There's two teals. There's a lighter teal and a darker teal. That's why. And and I actually have two of the gold and two of these teal ones. The lighter teal, like the robin's egg blue one. I got lucky and ended up, and I'm glad I have two of them because I will hit pan on this, and then I would love to have another palette back up. My husband, I was on the search. I couldn't find the palettes forever. When they first came out a few years ago, they were just, you just couldn't find them. And I got a girlfriend, and she ended up being able to find them for me, but at the same time, my husband had ordered it for me. So anyway, I ended up with a couple, but so I got lucky. Very lucky. Okay, so let's use some orange down here. And when it comes to Jane Davenport's stuff, she just creates my favorite products. So I pretty much have doubled up almost on everything that I love, that I really use a lot of hers. Like my pastels, my pastel palette that I have basically two of each of those. I think I have two of each of two of them, the two that I use the most. And the reason I did this, I was so scared. I'm like, what if she stops making this? And this is like the product that I use all the time. Her products. So, and it was a good thing that I did it because Michael stopped carrying her product. Now Hobby Lobby carries it. And they carry a very limited supply of hers. So, okay. So, my little thought process was right on with that. Oh, somebody told me that they have a lot of Jane Davenport's items of her art supplies on Amazon. So there's some news for you guys. And I went on there. They have a lot. So, and I think they had a lot of really good prices. So I'm going to be ordering some stuff on there. I mean, I pretty much have everything I want from her, but I wouldn't mind going ahead and doubling up on a few things. So, that I didn't double up on. Even though I just said I doubled up on most stuff. I did, but there's a couple of things I didn't. Like, I only have, I'll show you. I only have one of these pens, and I love this brush pen. It's, for one, isn't that just gorgeous? This is a little collector piece. I only have one of these, and I am obsessed with this, especially for doing this type of hair. At first, I didn't use this pen. I just started using this pen and started doing this hair. I wasn't even using this pen that much, but obsessed with this pen. So I do want to get another one of these pens. Okay, so now let's go over to the top and the side of her hair. So I already started adding some color in here. Let's add some orange right here. And then let's add some magenta. Or it's magenta, but she calls it fairy tale. We'll add some fairy tale right here. Okay. We'll carry that through right there. Okay, and we'll also put the magenta right here by her face, which I think will look gorgeous next to that orange on her face. Okay, and in between it, we'll put the orange, which I think will look really pretty. Gorgeous. All right, and then what else are we doing? We'll put some yellow into here, whatever we have left there. And then we'll add some orange at the top. Okay. And we'll add some yellow here. And the orange will continue right here. Okay, and then let's get some water and blend out this orange a little bit. And let's blend out the yellow. Okay. And if some of the other colors bounce into the yellow or anything else, awesome. Because it's like, it's kind of like the light bounced off, you know, like this magenta bounced off into this yellow. To me, that's how it looks. So I'm all good with that. I tell you, take those little mistakes and they turn out to be little pluses. So as Bob Ross would say, happy little accidents. I think that's what he said. I loved Bob Ross. Anybody else love Bob Ross? He's where I first learned how to paint. And I couldn't afford everything he had. And you know what I did? I took his techniques and I used acrylic paints. And it worked out for me. And I kind of created a little bit even different technique because I was using acrylic paint. So, which is completely not his concept, but the techniques I used though, and it still, and they worked. So it was pretty cool. Okay, let's add a little yellow right here. I know some people are like, well, that's not the total Bob Ross technique if you don't use oils. Okay. It wasn't the total Bob Ross technique, but it worked. And it was really cool. And it taught me a lot. Okay. Oh, I think I have a little bit of, you spread this orange up here. There we go. And up here. And let's throw a little yellow right into here. Just a little bit. Okay, we're done with the hair. I love how this turned out. I hope you guys like it. Oh, I know what else I need to do. I need to dry this, and we need to throw some white highlights in here, I think. Yeah, we do. We do. So let's dry this a little bit, and then we'll throw some white highlights in. I like to look at my other pictures because it kind of reminds me of things that I want to do or things I need to do next. Because you guys know me, I do 5 million little steps. So I do 5 million little steps. I use so many different products. Hence, mixed media. Okay. And actually, I think I'll be fine. I'm not going to dry this. This will be hopefully dry by the time. Is this pretty wet? No, we're fine. It'll be dry by the time we get over there. So I'm going to use some just cheapy matte acrylic paint that I get from Walmart. I like to buy it by the, what is this, 8 ounces? For like no more than $3. It's the best deal. And that's actually just way too much paint. I hate wasting paint, so let me take some of this, put it back in the bottle. What I need to do so I can squeeze it out, I need to get the cap unclogged so I don't have to pour it out. Alright. That's how I end up with too much out of the thing. Alright, let me weight myself down a little bit here. Alright, so I'm going to take this liner brush and get a nice consistency of paint and water over here so I can get it kind of like a, so I can get it kind of an inky type of wetness or texture, however you want to call it. If you get the right inkiness, it'll just really work nicely. There we go. Okay. So, let me see if I can. All right. This is the best I can do for, oh, just a second. Let me see. You're going to see and then you won't see. So I'll do my best. It's just, I got to be at a certain angle. So sometimes you guys aren't going to see everything. So I get to a area and I get off camera. Sorry. You guys know how it is. You have to you need to turn your work so that you have to turn your works here like at the right angle. If not, it can just be like a little, it just gets awkward if you're not at the right angle. And you really start to messing up. Okay. Make sure that that's good. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. So you just use a nice little liner brush to do this, and just get your white paint nice and inky. And if you run out of paint, just kind of go over an area that you just did and continue it down. And just keep going until things look right to you. And what's the time situation do we have? Okay, we're good. So I know I just keep doing the same thing over and over, but if you're learning anything different, I think it's good to be able to keep seeing it over and over, because then it just kind of, if it's a new technique for you, or it's just a new way of doing something, then it helps to kind of get to see it quite a few times. And then one time I talked about speeding up my videos, because I can do that now. Now I have learned some editing on my phone, because I got an editing app, which I just love. And my phone was built with some editing too, which I'm using. So I'm really learning some editing. So I mentioned that, and I had a response of, don't you dare fast forward your videos. I'm like, okay, I will not. They go, do not do a voiceover and do not fast forward. I'm like, okay. I will not. I didn't get positive feedback on that. No, it was very nice that you guys said that to me. Thank you. It was said in a very nice way. Very, very nice. Some people said, I really enjoy you talking. It relaxes me. I'm like, okay. Keeping me company while I art. I'm like, all right. I got you. Because I feel the same way about people too that I watch. I always like, oh, I wish they wouldn't have done that on speed. Basically on speed dial. I like when they talk. Especially if you like that person's personality, you know, it's cool if they, you know, don't speed their videos up. But then, on the other hand, you got to tune in all the time for the part 1s, the part 2s, the part 3s, because, you know, I'm not doing it on speed dial. I can only do so much at one time. Okay, so now we're going to do this side over here. Do I have enough paint on my thing? No, I don't. Okay, let me get a little bit more paint out. Okay, I think that's all I want. See if we got the right texture here. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to go right here. Just going to throw in some like little strands like that in there. And then we'll bring one of those down. Yeah, I think I like that. If not, if I don't like that down there at the bottom with the black, I'll darken that back up, but we'll see. It's good for now. Okay. I'm gonna just going back over here just a little bit, just there we go. Going back over here. I don't know if you guys are seeing this or not. Okay. Just as you just see things, you just come back in and throw in a few more hair strands if you feel like you need to. Okay. Cool. I think I like this. I think, oh, you know, I see a little bit extra I need to do right here. Let's see. Okay. All right, let me let you guys see. I think that looks really pretty. Hope you guys like it. I think that looks really pretty. This is so different for me using these bright colors, and I absolutely love it. And there's the bottom. Okay. So we finished up the hair. There's the bottom. And there's the top. So we finished off the hair. I'm really happy with this. I think this looks really pretty. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the graffiti background. And like I said, it's a lot of layers, but the basics of this graffiti background is going to be collage bits. So just getting stuff from magazines. And magazines, I'm going to use cheap acrylic paint, craft paint that you just get from like Walmart for 50 cents. And I'm going to use some stenciling. And I'll have everything all lined up, and that's what we'll do next to finish this up. do the background, do a graffiti background to finish this up. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys like this one. I hope I inspired you to do a high contrast girl. Maybe I inspired you to do your hair a little bit differently, or just gave you some ideas. Let me know down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be great. Any comments or questions, leave below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. Come join our group. It's called Our Magical Little Place, and it's a place where you can come. It doesn't matter if you're a mixed media, if you do mixed media, if you do just crafts, if you do card making, if you knit, crochet, junk journals, art journals, whatever you do. Come share it with us and come join the group. Okay, you guys? All right, I'll talk to you guys in the next one.